we have one table which is category table, category ID and category name. Product table has all the details, order table, brand ID, order ID, calendar table. So calendar table is one that I want to discuss today. And other table like store table, staff details, stock detail. So all these details I have in this data. Okay.
Yes.
So let's start with a calculation. First of all, today we'll majorly focus on uh, calendar table. So this is one that I have made. This is one calendar table. We'll go one by one through each point. So why calendar table is required? First of all, there are times when I want to join my, suppose I want to create a join on this table. I want to create a join that order date, right? I want to create a order date join with my this date. If I have date on this date, this is my order date. There could be a ship date as well. Now, if I want to create like I cannot create multiple columns in my this table, but my visualization require that I want to show my date into year month, formatting it into year month, or I want to show it into only month name. I want a week number. I want the day of the week. There could be multiple analysis. Like I want to see only the sales which happened on Monday or which happened on this year. So how do I get those values? So for that, a calendar table is much required. It is good to have in all of the reports which you are creating, but it's completely depends on your requirement. If you have multiple table which consist of date, so in that case you should create a calendar table. If you have only one table, so then you don't need to create a separate calendar table. You can create those visualization, those columns here itself in your data table itself. But it's good to have created it separately, because whenever you, we discussed it earlier as well, because whenever you create a column, it takes a physical space in your uh, data. So if you are creating a column, like suppose I have uh, 1 million of rows for my data, and I'm creating a row which gives me year of that date. So unnecessarily it will again create 1 million of rows uh, in one column unnecessarily, because you don't need that. You just wanted a year which can be calculated using a separate table, which is more easier and less bulky as well. So that there are multiple reasons why you should not create tables in a calendar table into the same data table. You should create it separately. But if you have only one table, not much required. But if you have multiple tables, you should do it. Okay, so we'll start with this. We'll go one by one. I'll create a new table. Mhm. So first of all, while I'm creating a calendar table, I'll just name it calendar date. I can create it using multiple ways. The first is calendar function. So what does the calendar function wants? It wants a start date and end date. You can enter it manually as well. So when I'm entering a date, I can use a date function. Year, I will enter a year 2020. Then it asks for month. I will enter month and I will enter this. This is my start date, and now it is asking for end date. So if it is asking for end date, I will again use a date function, and inside it I will write 2021 month, and then it asks for a date. So what it is expected to give? Yeah. So what it is expected to give the result?
It should be giving all the dates of the
All the dates
transaction.
from, yes, all the date from 1st of January 2020 to 31st of
So
December
2021.
21. Okay. So then what will I do? I will create multiple add columns. So in this case, we'll also learn about add columns. So then it will give you one record for all the columns, all the dates. Yeah. One reason more I would like to add, that why you should create a calendar table, because it could happen that in your date, in your fact table, for one date there could be multiple orders, multiple records could be there. One date, like on 29th of May, there could be multiple transaction happening, multiple shipments could happen. So whenever you are trying to join those dates with other table, multiple order table with multiple shipment tables, there would be a many to many join. Power BI does not work better because there could be adverse result when you are using a many to many join. In that case, what I told you earlier as well, in that case you should always create one to many join. For that you should create a bridge table. In that case, your calendar table will act as a bridge table. You got it?
Yes, Deepa. Yeah.
Because how the calendar table will act as a bridge table, it will create one date for all the record, one date for it will create one row for one date. So in that case, when you will join one date with order table, it will be one to many. Yeah. And again, if you'll join that calendar table with shipment table, it will again one to many. So in that case,
Yes.
if you'll filter from calendar table, it will be one to many join. So that is always good in Power BI. So we just created calendar date table. Where is that? Calendar date. Huh? Yeah, this one. Okay. So this is giving me this result. You can also create this table by because this is manual approach, right? This is manual approach. The second approach could be like if I am into 2022, then what would I need to, because my report will not take those data, 2022 date is not in the date table. So again I have to go into Power BI table and change the date, right? So for that there is another function which is called calendar auto. So what does calendar auto do? It returns the table with one column of date with calculated from model automatically. It will automatically take all the data to all the dates. It will automatically, I mean, what happens in the backend, Power BI will go and read into all the dates and check that what is the minimum, what is the maximum, and will create a date table as required. So suppose I was not checking all the date, all the tables and checking all the dates, so I might miss some of the date, and when I'm creating a date table, there some dates could have been missed. Like I was creating a date table which was starting from 2020 to 2021. So it was not, uh, I missed to take the dates which were in 2017 because I didn't check the dates. So in that case, I will miss, right? So the dates inside this in this date table is consisting from 2017 to 2017 to 2020. So this calendar table helps you. Calendar auto. Now the another function could also be there. Why calendar auto function is good, and but it always works with a fiscal year. So like you see here, it is starting from 1st of May 2020. Let's start with 1. So now it will take the dates which are from January as well. Now the problem is that if I am taking this calendar auto with 1, it means it will take the fiscal year which is starting from January. Yes. If I have taken the fiscal year which was starting from April, it was missing those dates which were in Feb and in March. So that is not the ideal condition because we don't want that. We want all dates to be taken. So in that case, there could be another scenarios as well. Like whenever you want to join a certain table, join a certain multiple tables basis your dates. So obviously, you will like to take all the dates from that table, uh, from minimum to maximum. Generally, what happens is, uh, I think it's a normal thing to happen that order date is always less than the shipment date, right? We agree that, yeah.
Yes, Deepa.
Yes. So in that case, we can also take minimum of order date. Let me just take calendar. So it will ask for the start date. So the start date could be the min of. So what does min returns? Min returns the smallest numerical value or the smallest string, whichever in the value. So I will go for the minimum of my order date. So this is my min of the order date. I got this. Now I will take what should be my end date. So I can take max of my shipment date. So let's check max of my. So there is no max of ship date. So I'll take order date only. Hmm. Order ship date is there, right? We can use this. Now close the bracket parenthesis. So ideally it will give me all the dates, all the order dates which are there in my table, no missing. Like it's starting from the orders are starting from 1st of uh, January 2018 to 2nd of April 2020. Now it completely depends. I'm using order table, you can use another table. This is how we can create that. Now there are multiple ways to create multiple rows because I want to now, since I told you that I want to get multiple columns because I want to format my date as per my requirement. Now this is, first of all, this is my date time format, so I can even change it into date format. Secondly, I can even choose to the visualization where how I want to see my dates. I can choose any of them. So we have chosen DDMMYY. This is most suited format. Yeah. Now there is a function in Power BI which is called add column. So I will go to one uh, add columns. So there is a DAX guide which gives you very good information. So what does the add column do? Add columns returns a table with new columns specified by DAX expression. Whenever you write DAX that add columns, it will create a column in your table and whatever the expression you write. So suppose here it says add columns, the syntax it asks for a table, then it asks for what should be the name of the column and how you want, what calculation you want to perform on tables, uh, earlier columns or tables, and resultant table you want, how do you want that. So this is how add columns work. So here are some examples as well, like you write add columns and then you can check the values, you can use different calculation to uh, use add column. So we'll go there and we'll check that. So I have performed certain calculations. So first I'll use add columns and then I will do this. So this is my first one to use. So you remember we also learned about variable function, right?
Yes.
What I'll do is I'll name it as a variable date. Update the okay, and when I'm writing a date function, I will also return something. So what I'll do is I will write a add column function. First of all, what is my add column function? You can now there are two ways to add a column. Let's first see that. You can either use this variable and return to get this columns. You can even choose, like here I have taken and you can see the output here. This is completely how you want to use your tables. You can either choose not to use this. So this will also give you the same results. Let's wait for it to apply. Now there are two add columns which will give errors. Yeah. Yeah. So my first add column, whenever I'm writing an add column expression, it always asks you for, let's see, it always asks you for a table, right? Then it asks you for the name and then expression. So whatever you first want to write, you will always want to write for a table. So whenever I write a calendar function and give some date, it will always give me a table. You remember the calendar function gives a date, right?
Yes.
Sorry, calendar function always returns a table. So the
Yes.
first thing which was required by add column was table. So I wrote calendar. Okay. Then I'm using multiple ways to get different dates. So uh, there are multiple formats in Power BI to get different dates, different formats of the same date. So I have 1st January 2020, and if I want to create a date key, I can just say Power BI that format my date, this is my date, and write it in YYY MMDD. So this will give you that. So this is my first column. How it asks in Power BI, let's see that. So whenever you are writing, first of all, this is your table. Huh? This is your table. Calendar to this one. From here to here, it is a table. You remember we created that. After that is ask for a name. What do you want to name your column? So here in my expression, I named it date key. You can name it anything. So suppose I want to name it as date key. Okay. Now what expression I wanted it to do. So I want to just say that go write a format, and format what? Format my date. So this is my date which I just calculated. Format the date. In the format, which format I want to do? I want to say YYYY, MM and DD. So in this format I wanted to, and this created my first column. Okay, I'll just close parenthesis and it will show me the first one. Let me see what's the error. Okay. The following syntax error occurred by passing invalid token. Okay, we didn't write quotes here, and we closed it like this. Okay, so this is the first column. The first column have been created. First of all, what I did, I created a table and then I use this. Okay, the another thing you can do is you don't create a table, you just used your table which is already created. Already created table you can always, which is the like your order date, order table, ship date table. So you can use any of the table you want, and you can create multiple, you can add multiple columns on top of it however you want. Now secondly, I want to add multiple columns, so I'll using like that. So I'll put a tab and I'll write. So what column I want to say? I just want to say that give me a month year column where I can format it like so. This is the name. First of all, I'll close this. Ideally should close this only, and this, not this, comma. Here I'll write month here. Now it is asking for expression 2. So what is my expression 2? I'm looking for month here. So I will say go write month, go year. Yeah. No, but it is again asking me for what, how do you want to format this? So I'll check on this, I'll go for date and I'll do formatting on. See, I can choose to is it okay, Manu? Hello?
Yes, Deepa.
Yeah,
Yes.
is it okay? We can
Yes.
format it the way we want. We am here, I'm writing this, I can use a pipe. So it completely depends how you want to do your visualization, right? You can
Yes.
choose any way. Now I want to add multiple columns to it. So there are multiple things in Power BI. I want to get week number. So for that, first I'll name the first of all it is asking for name 3. So I'll say week number. Now it is asking me what you want to do on top of it. So I will copy this format and I will say give me mm, give me week number. Returns the week number. Yeah. Is it okay? So it will return me week number. One column it will add, and it will give me week number.
Yes.
Yeah. So similarly, there are multiple functions. We'll go one by one to all of them so that we cover not we don't miss anything. There is a weekday as well. So weekday function will return you day of the week. So they are used in multiple visualization. I'll show you. They have been used in multiple visualization. So why it is not returning me weekday? Huh? Returns number 1 to 7. No, 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 no. I'm not looking for this. Week. Okay, let me check. Week. Uh, yeah. So first of all, the weekday was only calculating the weekday, which was only giving to 1 to 7 numbers, and then on top of that, I formatted it that no, I don't want the 1, 2, 3, 4. I want it in the name. So I formatted it using DDD. Okay. Now let's create another column. So what column I would like? I would like to get month. So whenever you are using a month column, first of all, so for month there are multiple things. Month, next month, previous month. So first of all, I'll use month. Month function returns me name number of the month. It will not return you the name of the month. And on top of it, what you have to do? You have to format it. So you format it like this.
Only one, only two, right? Deepa? Three. Okay.
Sorry.
Nothing. Okay. Okay.
Okay. You if you will use 4, it will give you the full name. So this
Okay.
is same like we have it in Excel. Now we have created month name. We have created this. We can also get the year. So here it is straightforward. There is a year function, and it will give you year of date column. Yeah, it is giving you year. Now there are times because it has it's my real case that they don't want to see it in 2020. This does not look good. They want to see it like something like FY-2020. It's very simple to do. How would you do it in Power BI, Manu?
To convert.
They does not want to see 2020. They want FY-2020.
If
Okay, let's do it. You just write FY
I
and okay,
year. Yeah.
then a space if it is required, then a hyphen, fy dash. Okay, it was dash, it was not space. So I'm writing this and this. So ideally it should give me,
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
this is very much important when you are doing a visualization. They want it like this, FY 2020, and so these stakeholders do ask for these things. Okay, now now there comes that this financial year 2020, right? But ideally, is it financial year 2020? In many companies, the financial year starts from April. Yes. So this is not financial year 2020, this is financial year 2019.
19, yes.
So how would you do that? So let's remove
So,
this. We will create a fiscal year for that. I think, yeah. So let FY financial year. So there is a function in Power BI which is called fiscal year. What wrong I'm doing? Yeah. So when you write a function, it asks for a date. Where is that function? Huh? Huh? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Hmm. Let me check. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah. Well, even date is not coming. What is happening? What? Where is date? Oh, I remember. So in calendar table itself, you need to specify that what is my fiscal year. So if I want to say that this is my fiscal year, uh, hmm, min of order date is my start date, then today, then start date, min date. What am I missing? I think we just wrote something where I wrote fiscal year 4. Now I'm not. Let me check. I'm not. I think I'm missing. No. Okay. So for this fiscal year, what I'll do is I I create a calculated column. It will check that if my month number is less than 4, then write the year which is earlier year, end of previous year. So for that you have a one function is called Power BI, which is called previous year. So first of all, we'll see how it works. So there is a previous year function, and it will give you. So previous year has one challenge. Previous year, that's what I was trying to remember. Yeah. So previous year always does not takes the date which is already in this table. It always takes date from, like here you will, if you will click on, if you will select a date column, it will not show you the date which is existing in this table. It will always check for the date which is into some another table. See, you will not see that. You'll see
Right.
another date tables. I remember that it happened. Yeah. Year end date, and it will always ask you like this. So for that, what I do is I use a date add column. Date add. Now what a date add function does do is it asks you the date. So first of all I will give it a date. So for which date I want the previous year. Okay. So this is my date. I will then it will then ask me that no, but I don't want this date. I just want, let me see, it gives error. Why there are few functions which are not taking a date column? Should take, because it is always taking uh, see, it is again not taking this date column. No. Yeah, it is not taking that. So leave it. We'll use some another function. Date. Yeah. Previous year. So previous year, first of all, it will, the one function that is already in Power BI, what it will take some another column. So I'll show you order date. And what is the problem with this function as well? We'll go that. So we'll see. What happened? It's not working here. Expect a column name, or add column expects a column name as argument number 14. So it's not taking this. Add column expects a column name. So that's what we have given here. What error is there? Okay. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll add a date add function. What a date add function does is it takes a date first of all. So you can create a date of your own, or you can use any other date function. Ideally it should work, but let's see. Number of intervals. So I want it to be to go it in intervals in one, and the interval in year, but I want to go it in opposite direction, so I'll add -1. There is some different error here. I'll check on it. What could be the error? I will calculate some another function. Month. To see what is happening. So I will first get week number, um, weekday for my date function, date calendar, date. So where is my date? See, there is some error in this function. I'm not getting date. Mm-hmm. Power BI is misbehaving. DE. Ideally, it should show me the date. We have just used this function ever, and it is not showing here. See, not sure what could be the error. Here it's name. After that, it is asking for a name. We gave it, and then it is again asking for a name. What is happening? Name. Then I said comma. Then I said week number, week date. Yeah, and I wanted it to be like this, and month, and I want month of this date. Now it's fine. I want this function here, and I want a date. Let me see. Was I What was happening in the earlier function? I'm not sure.
I
Previous. Mm-hmm. Please tell.
Nothing, Deep. I'm also following you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening in the earlier function. I'm also checking on that only. That this is date function, date, and I'm taking a date. Suppose I'm just taking on my control date to check that if it is working. 2021 and year and day. Okay, let's see that, because I just want to check it here first. Then it asks me that number of interval. See, something, not sure what is happening here. Date. Okay, dates. And I want to see number of interval -1, and I want to see year. Not, not at all sure why this date at function is not working here. This equal to shine should be removed. I have to check it that why this function is not working, because I used it in my report. We'll do that. Uh, I will add some more functions which are important. These functions. So we have done year, month, year, quarter. You can also add a quarter function by using a quarter function. I would like to take this function, this one, year current. This is required most of the time, so we'll do that. Be currently year current function. So what does the year current function do? Okay. Okay. So what does the year current function do? Year current function always takes. It will first of all check that if your year is current or not. So if year of my date is year today, then write it current and format it like this. Then another function is YTD. Let's first check it how it gives the result. Hmm. We have three functions here. I've written three functions. One, two, and three. So it should result in three functions. Okay. So we'll first learn about year current. So year current function is simple if else function. It will just check that if year of my uh, year of the date, like we have just taken year of the date here, year function, year of the date is checked till the year of today. So year of today is 2021, right? Year of the date of the year is 2018. So is it current date? So it will check, it will say no. So if it is not current date, it will say it will give the year format 2018, and if it is a current date, it will write it will write current. So let's check, it will also it have written current as well. So see where it has written current. So it has written current wherever the year is 2021. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we'll go to the another one. The another function is YTD. Is YTD means the function says that is year to date. Is year to date means it will check that if my year of this value is the current year. So I can then, because there are multiple calculations which happens in Power BI. uh, just give me a minute. पापा मम्मी थोड़ा धीरे, हम मीटिंग में है. Okay. So here I will check that if my year month current function, year to date, there are calculation which happen that right from 2018, what is my sales till date. In that condition, what happens is you first check that if it is like you are taking that year to date, it will check if year of today is this year, then write it yes, else no. So it will write all years as no, and only which is 2016 21 it will write yes. So let's check it. Yes. So all the 2008 19 21 year are writing it yes. The third function is year month current. So what is this again doing? It is just checking that if my year month current function, it will check that, it will check two things. It will check year as well as it will check month. Okay. So it will first check that if the year is current year and if the month is current year, then write current, and else format the year in the format of triple MY. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
So these are three things. Now we'll go to some more functions which are on top of it what we have learned already. So you can have week number, you can have this one. So I'll go this here as well. What I'll do is I'll copy from here to here to go one by one to all. Okay. Okay. So we'll see what's the error and we'll correct all the functions. This one. Okay. So now my year current function, year quarter current function. Year quarter current function, what it does, it will first check that if the year is current, so it will check on 2021. Then it will check on the quarter, that if the quarter is current. After that, when both of these are current, then it will write it as a current, else it is not write as a current. Papa, Papa, nobody is hearing to me. Okay. So this is why this checks that if it is a current year or not. We'll again go to week number function. Week number function we have already done. Let's remove it. Then we have financial year function. So financial year function, it just checks that if the month is greater than equal to the fiscal period, then and the year which is which whatever the year I'm writing, like I'm writing the year which is 2020. I'm writing suppose I'm writing 2021. I'm writing 1st January 2020, 2021, then it should write me the fiscal year 2020. So in that case it will check those functions. We'll also work with it. uh, I'll also write one fiscal period function I have written here. I'll use that. Where is my fiscal period? Mhm. So I have used the fiscal period as 4 as my variable, so I can just write here 4 to check that if my month number that we already discussed, that if the month number is greater than something which is like I always write fiscal year for 2021, we write it FY 2021 dash 2022, or some people always write it FY 2022. So in that case you can choose to write any of them. You can either write year and concatenate with year 2021. So let's see how it works. I'll remove all these functions. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So see here, what is happening is for 1st July 2019, it is returning me FY 2020. If you want, because in many institutions they wanted to return it like this the next year. Now, in some institution they want to return it like FY 2019 dash 2020. In that case, what would you do, Manu? Can you suggest me?
In the 2020.
I just want to return FY 29 for 20 July 2019. I want to return it as FY 2019 dash 2020. Or I want to return 2019 dash 20.
So we put in FY
Hmm.
if month is greater than 4.
Hmm. Tell me.
We return FY 20 FY last years YY.
Hmm. How will you write it? Let dictate me.
Mm, Okay. The fy function.
Hmm.
Apostrophe fy.
I want to return fy dash y. Okay, tell me.
So we don't need we don't need the if month or date function, right?
Why? Obviously, you will need that, because how will you check that that this function is this year is greater than this year is greater than March or not? This month is
Oh,
greater than March or not? So obviously you need that.
oh, we're still gonna use that condition. Okay, okay. So fy dash y, comma again fy dash y.
Mm-hmm.
So two fy dash y's.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me write it. Here you want me to write? See, I want a simple output. I wanted the output should be like this. Let me write it. FY 2019 dash 2020. I want it like this. Now you have to tell me. Yeah. So here you want me to write year of date, right?
Year of date, yes.
Okay.
Mm,
And is that okay? Then
Now we got to write the true function, which is 20.
why do you want to do that?
Oh, it's -1.
Just wait. It is, first of all, I'm checking if month is greater than 4. Month
Yes,
is greater than 4 means it will check for July. It will
July.
say yes, month number is greater than 4, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. Now it will tell me, okay, fine. If month number is greater than 4, then what should I return? I want to
It should
return
be year
FY.
date
I
minus
want to
one. Yeah.
return FY. Yeah.
So we put
So FY is already there. FY is already there. Now I want to return year.
yes,
Year. So I'll use
date
a year
minus
function
one.
and I'll use my date.
Right.
Yes. Now for 2019, 20 July 19, obviously I want FY 2019. So this is fine. And then I want to add dash. So what I'll do add, and then I want to add one more year. Else,
Okay.
I just want that if it is my previous year, what do I want to do?
If it's your previous year -1.
Okay, just wait. For this, I want to add plus one. Give me a second. Here I want to plus one, else it will give me a uh, year. So this is month. It is checking if it is yes, then year and year plus one and year plus one. Else if function. So if function has this, first of all hmm, this function, and I want to return this. So year of this date, the bracket should be closed, and year of this date,
Okay.
and then add plus one. Yeah, is that okay?
Yes.
Here it should not be that. And then for the earlier year, like if it is not July, if it is if it is 20th March 2019, so what do I want to return for 20th March 2019? 20th March 2019. In that case, what do I want to return? I want to return FY 2018-2019.
2019.
Yeah, I want to return
So
like that.
yes, so year date and
Year date -1 first of all.
yes.
-1 uh, and a dash
Dash, yes.
and
And year,
year, current year.
that's it, yes. Date, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
ideally it should give us the receipt. Let's check. Yeah.
Right, yes. 2019
Now since
something.
this year is giving complete YYYY, we can also see if we can format it. Let me try, which I'm not sure uh, if Power BI does that. Format this value in YY format, which I'm not sure. I didn't use comma here. Okay. 2019-05. So it's not taking the value, right value. Okay, leave it. I should remove the format. Oh. Yeah, but you got it right. That how to return the values.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, by this function, you can try endless number of function to write and endless number of codes you can write, and you can join this because then you will just add on date, join on the date column, but you will be able to check on multiple things. Now there are some more functions with this. I will also show you them. This function, it closed here. Now I will choose to add some more function here. Okay, there is a function which is called end of month, EO. So EO is end of month function and it returns the date in date time format of the last day of the month before or after the specified number. Matlab, whatever you have entered here. So end of date is nothing but the date which you have entered. So I will just write it on the date function. It will also check that on which function returns the date in the date time format of the month before or after the specified number of the month. Like how many months you want to take on. So it takes like that. So it is always used as a measure. So we'll do that as well. There are some more function which I would like to check on dates. There is a date diff function, date between date period. I think we have not done that, right?
Uh,
Return the date that is specified, indicated number of months before or after. So let's do that as well. Okay. So you, this is very handy. First of all, Manu, you can use this code as it is in all the projects. Just copy and paste this. I do this. I don't write it a whole code every time. I just copy this for all my reports. So I have kept it handy in some notebook and I used it for all my reports. Now we'll go for some measures. We'll calculate. Like suppose I want to calculate end of month. I think I added a column. Really sorry. So this was my function and I was doing that measure. So end of month function. End of month function returns me the what is my so there are multiple functions which Power BI provides. Returns the end of month of your order date or any date you want to take. So it will always take some dates. You can specify it from here. There is one EO function as well. EO, end of month. I'm not sure why Power BI has given so many functions. Um, why it is not taking date? Start date. Okay. 2021 month 1 20, how many months? 3 months. But this is not the right thing. I will check. It should give me the date as well. So I just put a date which was 20 January 2020, and I checked that what is the end of month after 3 months. So it gave me 30th April 2021, but it should not be like this. Ideally, it should take some date. So I'm just checking on why it is not taking any date. Today Power BI is misbehaving multiple times. It is not showing me date column. It was showing me for some functions, but not sure why it is not showing here. Okay, I'll check on these things. I will show you date add function. So date add function always returns you, always takes two dates. Always take one date and on which you want to add your date, add dates. So we'll check on some of the date, like I am taking order date. Now it asks me that what is the interval, what do you want to add to your date. So suppose I want to add 1 month to my date, okay, or I want to add 1 day, or and I want to add 1 year, anything. So suppose I want to add 1 month. So let's see. Uh, I'll take order date. Order date. From order table I took. And then I will take that data. So this is my ordered order date and orders of order date. What is the error? So calculation error in measure data. The table of multiple values was supplied where one single value was expected. Is it not in date format? The order date looks like order. date, order date is in date format. uh, I will check on it, but there is no hierarchy. Okay, let me take this date. I'll do not take this. I will take this date. Mhm. And for date add function, I will use that because it looks like it's not in date. How many intervals I want? I want to add just one, and I want to add month. What's happening? Let me check why my date add function is not working. So date add function date, and then it returns a table that contains column of date, returns a table that contains a column of date shifted either forward or backward. Leave it. So it is again not returning anything, which seriously I'm not sure what is happening. Today my date functions are not at all working on any of the things. It contains date, it contains number of intervals, it contains what you want to add. So see, even Power BI is using date add function, date time key and year. So I will use another table to check that if I'm really doing something horrible. We use a calendar date. This was my calendar date table. I will use one, and I will use day to check if what wrong I am doing. Ideally my table should not return something like that, but uh, not sure why it is giving me like that. Data functions are not working properly. See, they are saying that the table of multiple values are supplied where single values are expected. A date add, I just wrote one day, I just added one day for each of my date. So there is nothing wrong ideally. See, for 1st of April, what I'm doing is 1st January 2018, I'm just adding one day. I used this function yesterday even. So it is same, huh? Date. I just added a date, used a date, and I took a -1 of year. So it is taking -1. I can take any year. Let's take another example to check. We can have multiple example date add function. Okay, so let's see what he is doing. He is using date add function with a date -1 and year, right? We did the same
Yes.
thing. We did the same thing, right?
Right. Right.
Not sure why Power BI is not working on any dates today. It's like not. I'm using calendar date and I'm using year. I'll use this. What is happening? See,
Yeah.
The result table includes the dates, and I will check on it and I will get back to you. Really sorry for it. I'm not sure why this is giving error.
Oh, don't worry,
Because
Deepakali. It's
yesterday only I used it as well, and not sure why it is giving error. So we'll go through this as well.
yes.
Um, and what more functions are remaining? So we checked it. We checked. So the hour, minute, all these things we have checked. You just return hours, so it will return you hour of the
Yeah.
time. Nothing much. It's quite intuitive. Time value, it will return the value of the time. Like here, I will check on it. Today my Power BI is not happy with me, so it is not giving me good results.
No problem.
time time value. So see the time, it
Yeah.
converts hour, minute and seconds given as an given as a number to a time, right? Whenever you given, it's exactly opposite to time value. So first, converts a time in a text format. So first of all, I will, what it is asking, it is converting, asking for that if you have any text value of time. So let's give it a time, uh, 09 uh, 028. Not sure if this format is okay, because this I have never used. This was not required in any of my reports. So I'll just check what it returns and see. Yeah. So what it does is, whatever the time you have entered in text format, it will give you in time format. It will convert it
Right.
into year. It will convert it into minute. Yeah. And
Yes.
again, the date, it is automatically date of which is given by Power BI. If you choose not to use it, you can give your own date. Okay. So for that,
Yes.
you can use your date function and concatenate it with the time. Okay. So
Yes.
you can use your date function. So you can use your own date. uh, Date of date, you can use your own date, 2021 month and day, and concatenate with your time. Let's see what it gives. Yeah. So it is, now we are forcing it to give our time and our date, right? The exact thing happens when you are giving it in the opposite direction. You are giving it in a time, in earlier what we were giving, you were giving it in a time, you were giving a hour and minute, and it was converting it into, you were giving it in a text value and it was converting it into hour and minutes. The time function does exactly opposite. You are giving an hour. So suppose I am giving 9 hours, I am giving 28 minutes, and I am giving some seconds.
Right.
So it will convert accordingly. It will convert the time into text. So now this is in format this. You can choose, your own format and you can do that. Yeah.
Right.
So this is
Yes.
time value functions. So similar are all time intelligence functions which are used. Next time we'll use the related table function. Even I think we can do today's evening as well, which will be tomorrow morning for you. So
Yes.
yeah.